Hey, on this Sedity Wednesday, I hope everybody's doing good. I am coming back on to talk about my work chronicles. This is the end of March, and the second week of March, I calculated my personal leave and took some time off. I guess what would be considered spring break, depending on where you are. Anyways, um, my file management is pretty good. It's down to before I left, it was down to like 130 something. Now it's down to, no, it was 140 something. Now it's down to like about 130, 131, something like that. They don't give me any files while I'm gone. And there was one person working on my caseload while I was gone. Wasn't much to do. But anyway, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I think I did on one of my videos. I have the worst time being able to process these files because of a co-lead on my team. So she makes everything difficult. I have to always engage the training crew, and the policy manager is engaged a lot of times on these emails as well. This person is just not okay with me closing claims. They just find the slightest nitpicky thing to hold the file for. And I think I mentioned prior to this, in November, I was acknowledged for closing a number of cases with no errors. And then the new year, when I came back from Christmas break, I was Employee of the Year. And ever since then, this person just seems like they are hyper vigilant against me being able to get my files out. It is really ridiculous. Anyway, fast forward to now, this problem is still going on. The head lead and the manager above her, I told both of them about the issues I was having. And to them, it may seem minute because I'm one of the employees in my department that has a small file load, because I keep strict to my to-do list. That is how I keep my case management down low. And at this point, we have some people who are now doing the PIP again. I think this is the third round of PIP in my department. And they're having to write these extra reports and then manage their caseload while still getting files, which to me makes no logical sense whatsoever. I'm trying to figure out, how in the world do you think somebody's gonna get their cases out? How you can't get the files closed when you're constantly getting them as soon as you close them? So many options have been exhausted. I've suggested things myself to the previous and current operations manager. So whatever as it relates to that, but these people are struggling, and then one of the reasons they have high caseloads is because the past 2 years people were just leaving our job. Our department was almost at 300 people, and after COVID, literally we're down to less than, probably we got about 70 people. And the work that we do the entire state's work. There's no other department that does our job. So it's very stressful to have these cases. In addition to that, with people leaving, we had our own caseloads. Now, they did decrease our caseload from 15 down to like 12. Well, that worked for some people, but getting cases every day and still you have 200 cases compared to what you're accustomed to is still a lot, because literally back to back every month people were leaving, and they were leaving cases and files of 200 and 300 a piece, where they weren't touching these cases because they were just fed up with the job itself and how we were being treated by leads and co-leads, and just, it was horrible. And many of the people that are above us have never worked in this system. We transferred into a new system during COVID from one old system. While they still had cases in it, we were having cases put in the new system as well. It was just it was a train wreck. And the train wreck is trying to be cleaned up at this point. That's the only thing I can liken it to. But anyways, so with that being said, I still have some of those cases from when people left, but at this point, the cases are sitting there because we have to get other medical information for them, and there's a deadline for them to go to appointments and things to get these medical records. So we have to wait on that. But in essence, there are people who really need help. It's maybe a dozen people of the 70 people that we have still working that actually develop file work in the department. Their case management to me needs to just stop. And that was posed to one of the higher managers. And the argument was, well, they get the same 8 hours as everybody else. That's true. That is so true. I absolutely understand that concept. But when I was initially hired for this job, one of the points of working in the team was to help people who needed help. That being said, I have helped a few people in my team because I was asked to. One person I helped a number of times, and they were in office. They were in the office working with the same time that I had to work. And I mean, October, November, I got asked to do 2 different things. And then December, I think I got asked to do some help also. But since then, this person has been removed from my team, which the individual also is in a protected class because the person has physical disability. So you can't just fire them as easily as you could another person who's not being as productive. But I help this person a lot. But with that being said, that's part of the job of the level case manager that I am. Many people don't want to help other people. I know our co-lead, she never helped anybody when she was my level examiner. Rarely at all. You could count the time. Well, not with me. And and that's fine, but these people who are in this PIP have to be helped some kind of way. If you're not going to get somebody to help them, they could at least stop their caseload. So those people are stressed out, and I can understand it because when we were experiencing people leaving, and people are still leaving, somebody has left this month again. They hadn't been working that many years, but they were overwhelmed even with the caseload because their caseload got up to 200. But they were overwhelmed with the work that has to be done. And management has also something to do with it. But in essence, the work that we do is very tedious work. And if you miss a day or two, you're kind of in trouble. You don't have time to make up on your missed work. You immediately get cases unless you miss 5 straight days of work. You're still going to get cases. You can miss 4 days. They're going to give you cases. And the 5th day when you return, they're still going to give you cases that day. So, the work chronicles problems have not really we still got problems. So, but I thought it was interesting that this person said, well, they could just, and I absolutely understand it. So if you're not going to get somebody to help them, the sensible thing to do would be to stop their caseload for a certain amount of time and let their cases decrease. So that is my rant for today. It's not really a rant, but I'm venting. So anyways, hopefully things will get better. Anyway, y'all have a good night.